Hey everybody, Joe from Find It, and I wanted to provide a little bit of context and description of that Gila River Indian community running encounter that I had in a previous episode. And so here I am, and this is the spot. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through it a little bit to something that really just blew my mind. Okay, so we're looking off this way and we're seeing cars coming under the highway. So if you remember in the description of the route, this is it. This is the route. This is the area. Let me back up a little bit. Beautiful area. You can see it's pretty remote, but still, there's a little bit of activity. Cars and, there's the outlet mall up there and golf course that way. Phoenix is that way. So anyway, we're going under the highway. This is the highway right here. And when I come this way, I made a left onto that power line road. You can see the power lines that go this way. And a right onto the bigger power line road. Okay. And so I'm running. This is part of where Selfie Rock was. But this is where I would prop up my camera, take running poses, something like this. This is the time that I would go. You have the sun right there. It's pretty cool, right? So anyway, this is the moment where I looked back and saw probably about 3 or 4 poles down was where the girl was running towards me. So I, did my thing, pose. She gets behind me. I don't really look at her, and I grab my phone, put it back in my pocket, and sorry, there was a bird that had to chime in. Anyway, maybe I missed a part. Anyway, put the phone back in my pocket, start to run. I take off. She's already at the main road right there, which is called Willis, I realized. So, like I said, she's running pretty good. So I'm like, oh, cool, I'm gonna catch her. I'm taking off, going this way. I get across the road, and further off in the distance, maybe about, let's just use the poles as a frame of reference, about 6 or 7 poles is a road that goes to the right. And that road is also a power line road. But that road is the one that she went down when I was running. So I could see her down that road when I got up to it. 'Cause remember, I'm running about a 3 3/4, 4 mile out and back. And if you were looking for it, you could see the white sign way off in the distance. And that white sign is where the no trespassing sign is that my out and back is. Anyway, it doesn't matter if you can't see it. But so I'm running that way, she runs that way. I look down and see her going that way. Let's just call it maybe 3 or 4 poles that way. I keep running straight, which is probably like a pole, maybe 2 from where the road is that she went down. Anyway, keep going. You guys remember the story, but turn around and she's already ahead of me. So she went that distance and then back, and hold on, I think I see something. Check it out. It's taken off. I have a wide angle lens on my phone. There's 2 coyotes right here. Just gonna throw it up to see if it's worth it, but that's my car. They're right by my car, of course. I don't know why I'm running towards coyotes, and I left. It's cool. See what I mean about this place? It's like, there's something to it. Yeah, it's just a coyote, but Okay, so let's take a break from story time. This will actually give a better perspective, but I just want to see if I can get the size of this thing or maybe show you guys. So they split up. So there's one on that road there. You might be able to see him coming into view, and there's one just cruising through the middle of the plain right there. See it? They're both looking at me. See him? Just checking it out. It's a female. It just did the old, what's it called, where you pee and kick the dirt. I think that's a female. The other one. Oh yeah, it's crazy, Joe. Wow, coyotes in the desert. This is incredible. What amazing footage, you know, but you know what I mean? It's kind of cool. Like, this is the whole road that had everything on it, and you know, I don't want to make something into something it's not, but it's interesting. Okay, so back to the story. So this is, when I turned back around this way, when I was heading this way, she was heading that way. I did my out and back, turned around, and she was ahead of me. So coming back down this road and having to turn left now onto the road that I'm on now, in the time that it took me to run a shorter distance and turn around. And that was the first, like, holy cow, what's going on? Like, there's no freaking way she could have ran that far down that road. And then even if the exact same moment that she decided to turn around and did, she couldn't have covered that much distance for then. And you know, she was running pretty fast, and I'm a decently fast runner, but I just can't figure it out. So anyway, if you remember in the story as well, by the time I got to the road to look down it just to see what was going on or whatever, you know, what was that all about? Maybe I missed something, I don't know. There was a young boy that was coming the same way, or like a high school age boy, you know, however you want to describe him. And he was coming down out of the same trail that she was out of. So here we are on this trail. Fast forward a little bit. This is probably where she was when I was at her road. Like, she's moving fast. And forgive my, trying to see what our coyote situation is. Looks pretty mellow. All right, running. She's taken off, and he is gaining on me at this point quite a bit. So like I said, the episode has been recorded in much more detail, but I just wanted to give you guys a little more context. Running over the road, running over all this. She's taken off. He's gaining on me. And then, as you can see up here, that's where the highway is. You can either go right or left. You can no longer go straight. So that's the turning point where she disappeared. She got to where you can go left or right, and she disappeared. And if you remember, once he was getting closer to me, that he was approaching as I was getting to the highway. So I turned left to go down the highway, or to go down to the access road to go under the highway. She was gone, so I was still kind of scratching my head at that moment. And by my best account, I realized he was about behind me, so I had to move over to let him pass. And that's when I looked back, and he was gone. And remember, you can't really hide out here unless you're, you know, purposely trying to hide by like laying on the ground. But I don't see the point of all that. And if he or she would have ran that way towards the outlet mall, as you can plainly see, you could see him. So that's the head scratcher. And I just wanted to provide a little more context as to what this road looks like, what the route looks like. And remember fast forward a couple days later, when I came out here when it was super, super hot, this road, another probably about a mile that way, will take you to the outlet mall, which you can see the casino area. Remember, this is the area where I saw the different guy who was wearing long sleeves and running like it was, springtime. Like, good form, good pace, didn't seem to be that hot. And when I turned onto this road, coming this way, he was about up here coming this way. We had an intersection point, kind of in the middle. And I said something, or he said, hey, and I said, beautiful weather, or something like that. Remember, whatever it was. And I decided to stop at Willis Road and turned around, and he stopped at the intersection for the two power line roads. And then we came back at each other. Again, it's all just kind of, who would be running at that time? The guy was running flawlessly, like I said, like it was perfect weather. I was just very uncomfortable and focusing on not dying. And when I turn around, he turns around. It's all just kind of weird, so anyway. And then I saw the young boy kid again. He said good morning. I said hey. Again, not too much of it, but just this whole area is something worth finding, something worth looking into. And I just can't stop thinking about it. And it's just, even recording this episode, it just has that weird feeling. Anyway, for Find It, I'm Joe. See ya.